Ashtavakra Gita, chapter 3, verse 13. Why should that steady-minded one, who knows the object to be in its very nature nothing, consider this fit to be accepted and that fit to be rejected? The sage is saying that the one who has understood the world and who has understood the base of all the appearances in the world is the one who is truly aware. Let us understand this in depth. The reason for us to create limitation or seeing differences in this world is actually because of the desires or the ego. The acceptance or rejection would be based on our desires. The things what we like in this world would be lovable to our desires or ego. And on the contrary, what we reject would be against our desires or ego. So, the base or foundation that we need to understand is everything that we need to accept or deny is in this world. And on what basis are we deciding it to be good, bad, acceptable, and unacceptable? Based on our desires and ego. Let us check this. Let us do this enquiry. Whatever we accept or like in this world, or whatever we are rejecting or disliking, what is the base of all of them? If it is desire and ego, is the desire or ego the right one to decide what is truly needed? Isn't the desire or ego itself an illusion? On what basis are we denying or not accepting something? Is it based on our dislikes? Enquire. So, the whole purpose of the sage saying all of these is for us to understand and see who is making all the decisions in our life. We have seen in many of the previous verses on how the ego, desire are all unconscious and are all illusioned. If they are making the decisions, is it right decision? If you would like to listen to the previous verses, then playlist link of all the verses can be found in the description. So, the sage is saying that the one who understands this world as an illusion will renounce this illusion. This is the realization. Let us see this statement little closely. The sage is actually saying that renouncing the objects or materials of the world is not very helpful. The true understanding of the illusion is the greatest realization. And when this true understanding occurs, is when the renunciation of this illusion happens. No one wants to be in an illusion when we know that it's an illusion. Right? This is the only thing which is worth renouncing. These desires and ego are the one which is worth renouncing. And the one who has renounced this has nothing else to be renounced. Observe this carefully. When the sage says this illusion has to be renounced, he means that the one who is in illusion has to be renounced. The one who was protecting this illusion has to be sacrificed. Who was protecting this illusion? It's the ego. Again, from this, we shouldn't get stuck with the sacrifice of this, that. No. We need to understand what is worth sacrificing and what is worth to be adopted in this life. Illusion is something that has to be sacrificed, and truth is the only thing that has to be accepted. But is this being played really well with our lives in reality? What is that we are accepting or rejecting? Is whatever acceptance or rejection with us is related in contrast to our happiness or sadness? Is ego playing a big role? Let's inquire of all of these things. The sage is helping us to see that there is beyond this happiness and sadness. And to get there, self-inquiry is very helpful. And why are we talking about the desires and the ego? Why are we stressing on that? Because God is not part of our ego. Ego will resist from reaching God. Understanding this and seeing this is bliss. Seeing the truth is bliss. Let's not get into this game of sacrificing the false and accepting the false and all. The sage is saying this because ego will get us caught in this loop if we are stuck here, and will resist us from seeing the reality. For example, if we are seeing a picture on the screen, then it's necessary for us to see and understand from where the picture is being projected. It would not be helpful if we just renounce the picture that we are seeing on the screen. No, it would not be useful at all with this renunciation. The base of this projection has to be seen, and the source from which all these illusions are taking birth has to be seen. This is possible through enquiry. The sage is saying, with this enquiry, we will reach the one who is seeing this illusion. And once this is understood, the only thing that had to be sacrificed is the one who is seeing all this illusion. Because the one who is seeing the illusion is also creating the illusion and being part of this illusion. When this true seeing happens is when there will be no fear. Because there is nothing that is worthy to be acquired or rejected. There is no fear of this world which will cause sadness or delusion or confusion. There will be utter clarity, and then there will be a healthy relationship with this world. See how this relationship is. How beautiful this relationship is with this world without any expectation. What I'll be getting, what I'll be losing, nothing matters. Doesn't affect us anymore. This is love. So, the sage is saying for us that this happens if the understanding of the self is very clear. And it's very necessary for us to understand the consciousness and the self. So, there is no renunciation of this world. In fact, there is a beautiful relationship with the world. When this beautiful relationship happens is when the understanding of the self is clear. With this clarity, we would not be obsessed with the world. This is divinity. This is love.